Hello ladies and gentlemen. So what we're going to create today is a translation tessellation. It can also be referred to as a sliding tessellation. A sliding tessellation is the use of the same shape in a repeated pattern, creating the sliding shapes next to each other in both a horizontal and vertical direction. So what I want to go over first are the supplies that we'll be using. We're going to be using a number 2 pencil, masking tape, scissors, a 3" by 3" square sheet of paper, and our white drawing paper. This will be what we're going to use to trace our designs onto. The first thing we want to start out with is our square sheet of paper, our 3" by 3" piece of paper. And what we're going to do, we're going to draw a simple, alright, keep it simple, line design from our left top corner to our right top corner. Alright, then we're going to create another section that we'll eventually be cutting out with our pair of scissors. We're going to go from the top left corner to the lower bottom left corner. Once I have those two pieces drawn, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along the line. Make sure you take your time, make sure that you cut along the line. If you make a slight mistake, that's fine, but we want to try to keep the integrity of what your shape was drawn like. Cut one piece out. The second. Now this is going to be the important part. That I take my pieces and I line them back up the same exact way. Now I end up with 3 different sections, and those sections need to be taped down with our masking tape. So with a sliding tessellation, the significance of the puzzle pieces is that the puzzle pieces actually do exactly like the tessellation will, like the tessellation piece. We fit them inside, they slide over. Take a piece of tape, fit the 2 pieces together so they're seamless, and tape it down. Take another section, make sure it fits, slide it over, line it up right next to the other piece, okay, make sure they're touching. Take another piece of tape, seamless. Eventually what I would do is these little pieces that fold up, I would go back in and I would put an extra piece of tape on them just to make sure that they're down, because when I try to trace, that could make it difficult. So now I have my tessellation piece, and you have 2 options. The first option would be to look at the piece and try to make something out of it, or you can start your tracing. I suggest that you start the tracing. This way you can kind of see on paper what it's going to look like. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one of the folds, okay, one of the flaps, and we're going to fold it over and make it even with the top edge of our paper. Once I get it even, going to use my pencil and I'm going to trace around the entire shape. Now I'll only do 2 tracings for you because I don't want to eat up any more of your time, and I know you want to get started. So I'll trace 2 shapes, and again, sliding tessellation, translation tessellation. Okay, it translates from one section to the other, and then we retrace. Now right now I'm not even getting the top half of my tessellation piece. So I'm not seeing the full object. So it's good that once I get done with this complete row, I go back down, I flip the top out, and I retrace down below. And I continue that tracing all the way across, the same as what you are going to do in class. Once I get my drawings in, then I have to start designing. Now I can look at this and I can come up with a couple different figures just by looking at it. For you, it might take you a little while, and that's fine. Alright? But when I start seeing eyeballs, and maybe a mouth, maybe a little saliva, ew. Alright? But on the opposite side, I also saw a man with a very big nose and a smile on his face. So this kind of relates to M.C. Escher, who focused on metamorphosis, using a shape to end up developing different facial features and different objects. Okay, he focused on a lot of animals, plant life, you know, and other objects that he found interesting. All right. So what I want you to do, I want you to kind of do the same thing. You don't have to make a face, you don't have to make a monster, but I want you to try to come up with something that you can make out of the whole entire shape instead of little bits and pieces. I wish you the best of luck, and I'll be around to help you.